Good. All right. Let's do this. We're getting everything going. See what this sounds like.
User Mastic_Warrior says, this is a test of the Twitch broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's change this. We're now going to say edit stream. Okay. All right. So we should have that fixed. Right. Deep clean the kitchen, spring cleaning. Got that. All right, cool. Cool. Okay. Let's get the overheads. Hey, buddy. No, you're not supposed to be up there, sir. Oh, you discovered that this also makes the water. Your face, buddy. It's water. Impressive. You are going to create a problem. I can see that now. Dark edge. Okay. Okay, buddy, you're. What are you doing? Down, sir. Down. You're going to create all sorts of problems. Down. It's warm. All right. Get our cameras going. Buddy, what are you doing? Sir. Down. Down. Now that counters are free of obstruction, now you want to be all over the counters. You can't do that. Mom will yell at me. Right. How's everyone's time zone doing so far? Day, night, morning, evening? How's your weekend going?
User Mastic_warrior says, how is the weekend going? User USSJ2 Elijah says, it's okay, can't complain.
Okay. Well, that's good. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right. So I'm going to continue
User
making my way this way.
USSJ2 Elijah says, although I'm out of kimchi.
Out of kimchi. Well, do you make your own or do you buy it? Sir, what are you? Sir? Back out there, sir.
User USSJ2 Elijah says, I buy it, but I want to make my own.
A friend of mine in high school, her mom well, I guess middle school and high school, her mom used to kimchi. And you can tell when she was making it because she would put it on the roof of the house. And anytime you went by Sarah's block, smell it. Neighbors hated it. Her neighbors hated the smell, but they always wanted kimchi. Hate the smell. It's like, oh, Sarah's mom's at it again.
User USSJ2 Elijah says, I prefer my kimchi to be spicy.
I prefer my kimchi to be spicy, yeah. That was ultra spicy. Let's see. We'll
User USSJ2 Elijah says, so far there's only one brand that makes it.
So far there's only one brand that makes it. You know what? An idiot. I have fried rice still, amongst other things in the freezer. I don't really feel like cooking today. May still cook something, but I don't feel like cooking today. Kitchen squared away. Oh no.
User USSJ2 Elijah says, but I was even thinking about adding some ghost pepper to mine.
But I was even thinking about adding some ghost peppers to mine. Oh, okay. Be a different type of spice. Could be interesting. Let me heat up the fried rice.
User USSJ2 Elijah says, many had said no because it messes up the profile.
Yeah, it's interesting. It would be interesting because, yeah, like, damn it, the flavor profile and everything. Yeah, it'd be an interesting type of spice to add. I mean, can't hurt to try it. You can always do some type of fusion food with it if it doesn't work out. Like if you've ever had well, you could do fried rice, not necessarily fusion, exactly fusion. You do kimchi fried rice. You can add kimchi to plenty of stuff you can do with it. 2 minutes. So we're going to continue over this stove. Stuff is going to find a new home. Nurse Lucy wants to start putting stuff here on the counter or on the shelf, which means that some stuff that used to live on the shelf will no longer live on the shelf. Got to find a new home. Baking stuff. Put her in the mindset of putting stuff away and actually putting it away instead of just throwing it in the general direction of where it goes. So that way we have space for stuff. I'll have honey. I had broke down and bought some honey at Costco. There's anymore. I understand, but still sucks. Sorry. Realized I had some messages when I was walking. One of my friends was moving today. Well, technically she moved sometime on the 17th or 18th. I haven't heard from her yet. A little worried. Another, but she didn't exactly have a total plan. Oh, good. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So, frozen. Add a little water. Three minutes this time. Okay. So, I'm gonna make our way this way, finding homes for things. Keep this area relatively clear, so that way Nurse Lucy can do stuff with it, since we can't really do stuff in that corner. Add a little honey. can also start adding stuff to the dishwasher as we go. Also play some descripciones to keep things. That boy crazy. About 10 days behind on my subscriptions. If something that makes it feel like a chore, then is it worth it? But been checked out for the better part of a week. Been taking care of a lot of stuff, but I want to catch up on some things. Days. Some headphone this bad boy. On. So let's get some of the stuff queued up. Shit. 12 days behind. Goddamn. This to bear with me. Have very that was done. Down if I can get us down to 10 days. Bear with me. Crazy these last week. Getting there. Already put out a new video. Pizza Expo. Down to 10 days. Booter. I'm boring chat.
User M4E0R says, Bonjour de l'Acadie.
Oh, hello, bonjour, bonjour. Let's see. That. Oh, how are you doing, my fellow Acadian? Now, question are you from French Canada, or are you from Louisiana? I was adding things to my playlist of things to play so I didn't sound so bored while I was getting stuff ready.
User M4E0R says, Southeast New Brunswick.
Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. Well, welcome. I will tell you straight up that is not good. That we do share a lot of similar. Guys have a different way of using some of them. I was in France, speaking Cajun and Creole French. They thought it was very interesting at first. They thought I was
for an invitation to get on the Bill Maher show.
add this for you guys see going on.
That's so mean to Paul Giamatti.
That way I'm not totally boring you guys while I clean up.
He once called Velcro the tool of the globalist. He only wears Skechers hands-free slip-ins.
It's gonna be one because he was a Hollywood guy.
If it's number one, I will be very upset with you, you at home, and everyone in here. I can't.
You can pick them.
What do you think?
I think it's one because
Have you ever been to Louisiana?
there can be only one answer.
And
at
how
this point.
do I say your name?
The videotape
Mayor? Like Major? Mayor?
The LA riots.
Steve Bannon once wrote a hip-hop.
Or Mayor?
User
Mayor.
M4E0R
Mayor. Okay. Mayor.
says, Mayor.
Okay.
This is the video thing. He was making it look
I
like
always want to make sure that I'm pronouncing
Hollywood.
someone's
A
name.
rap musical based on Shakespeare's Coriolanus set during 1992.
Yeah, so have you ever been to Louisiana or
So media company Now This
to
put together a table read with actors and comedians.
Acadiana?
No,
Bitch, please. It becomes a man.
Cut me to pieces, Crips. The Crips descend on Coriolanus.
Because I had yet to actually.
M4E0R says, Never bees to USA. I'd love to visit Cajun country one day.
It's time for missing words.
User M4E0R says,
Isn't welcome in Idaho.
Yeah, when I used to live in the Washington, D.C. area, I had made a plan to make it up to Canada to get to be like Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Montreal, you know, that whole area. But I never got the chance to go up there. So my family, who knows, we could be cousins. My family originally came from,
Here's your headline. Man faces 10 years in prison for trying to collect.
so when they came over from the old world to the new world, they went to Canada, right? And they were up there, you know, Acadians. They were up there, and then when, you know, France lost the war and Britain got control of Canada, my family left, and some of them settled in the Michigan area, and the other ones went all the way down to New Orleans. But when they got to New Orleans, it was no longer a French colony anymore. It belonged to the United States, so they, you know, said, nope, we are not going to speak English, so we're going to go into the bayou and create Acadiana, and how the Cajuns are formed. But
It's Microsoft founder Bill Gates.
my family comes from Canada originally.
I hope that the paperclip on Microsoft Word told Bill Gates he's a loser.
When I went to Ireland last year,
Refusing bribe.
I actually found somebody with my last name, so my family's last name
Accused of pooping by desk, spiking coffee with
was originally knighted to someone from, there's a guy from French Belgium,
Let's hear what the police chief was up to.
and he went to Ireland, fought in a war. He was knighted or honored. The last name he named daughter that.
Among other things, they accuse him of defecating on the floor in front of his entire staff. They describe
So when I used to work for the government,
officers to complete his daughter's homework.
we had contracts with Dell, and anytime they would see my last name, they'd always send me to Canada for support, to French Canada for support. Like, yeah, he's a French guy, and it's like, oh, I don't speak Quebecois.
As well as members of the White House Correspondents Association.
So I've always had the problem with, you know, the joke is that no one understands French Canadian or Canadian French,
Oh my God, I fucking talk for the next
but
3 hours.
like,
But what I choose
it
to
is
do
difficult.
I lost the gig because I was out here talking shit. And I think it's a good thing that I lost the gig because I was going to show up there and act all the way out. Also, it's not anyone's fault because when I was hired, we were like, oh yeah, we'll give it to everybody. And I was like, bet. Then they started fucking
I hope you're
disappearing.
able to make it down to Cajun country one day.
They rule
You'll love it.
civil rights. So I was like, if I make this equal, then I'm also a piece of shit. I can't fucking do that.
Because you're in the White House every day and you see the kind of pressure that the media is under. If the Correspondents Association went ahead and let Amber after saying publicly that she was going to go in on Trump, do you think that they would have faced some sort of backlash from the administration post-correspondence?
What they did in terms of disinviting her was totally offensive. You know what's so offensive? J.D. Vance goes into Europe and lectures them on free speech, and then they are the least free speech administration in my lifetime. I would say, as your friend and coworker, I very much was looking forward to you bringing your warmth and your tremendous sense of humor to the event. I think you would have been a service in the best possible way. I'm very upset that they were as cowardly about this as they were. If I could tell them anything, I would just say, I'm available.
We were munching on some
One thing you did do this year.
Thai fried
or,
rice.
recently, you reunited with your son. I
Yup.
was so happy
Yup.
to see you and Austin together.
Yup.
How was that after 3 years?
He reached out to me in August, and he said, Dad, I need your advice. That was it. So I called him. He was having a problem with his job. So then we talked for like 3 hours, and then went and saw him. Then he came, saw me, saw the twins now. So we're good now. We're good. So it took a while, but it's good because you talk and, you know, we had to process everything. And like I said, there had to be a villain in the divorce, and I was the villain because I was the one that left. So once he realized that, like, oh, okay, now then he was cool. And he made a cool Instagram post.
I saw that.
Yeah, about it. So yeah, we're good now. We're back in the saddle.
Do you think that the kids are finally going to get to understand that, listen, look at it as an adult and be like, your parents are better apart than together, that it makes no difference? Do you think that they're getting to that
I
understanding?
think so. I think they're, you know, it's like I don't think any of my kids had the heart broken yet. They haven't been in a serious relationship, so they don't understand what that's like.
Yeah.
So I think once that happens, especially with my daughter, I think that'll be the moment she's like, oh, okay. And I read somewhere they said when kids go through divorce, for dads, they idolize their dads when they're kids. Then when the divorce happens, they demonize them. And then when the dust settles, they humanize them. So I think when the divorce happened and how it was playing out on social media, I was in the demonized stage. But now my son realized, oh, that ain't perfect, but he's still human. He's still.
Or my compost bed. plastic bags. Okay, well, we'll just do that then.
All right. Good morning, guys. This is my morning routine as a 29-year-old living in New York City, no longer working a 9-to-5. So this is my first morning routine video that I've created where it's not like a 5 to 9 type of routine before work. For today's agenda, the only meeting I have is at 11 a.m. I wish I got up earlier just to get more sunrise views, but I wanted to make this as realistic as possible, and I don't really wake up at 6 a.m. I typically wake up between 7 and 8 a.m., so I wanted to make it realistic. I still think it's a nice, calm ambiance and vibe in an apartment anyways, but just a thought. I do want to start today with a smoothie. I have not done the best job of intermittent fasting, and it's really because I gave up on it. I felt like I hit a plateau in terms of how lean I got, and I just felt like it's more about eating right, going to bed at a good hour, and also not eating too late, opposed to intermittent fasting to make up for not eating so well the day before, or to make up for eating bad like the same day. And one of the main reasons why I also decided to not intermittent fast as consistently is because it's been really hard for me to get my macros and hit my caloric goal, because my caloric goal is like 3,000 calories, and that's really hard to do.
This is Thai tea that Nurse Lucy made. The leftover stuff that's been out for like 3 days, so you couldn't do another brew. It doesn't really brew well the second time.
I want to procrastinate and not put the dishes in the dishwasher, which is lazy, but I want to like leave the house at least before 9 a.m. So I want this morning routine to be authentic, a little bit vulnerable. So I didn't weigh myself this morning. I did a quick kind of body check in a mirror, and I do that because it keeps me accountable for the goals that I have for myself. Also, the like check-in in the morning is really a grade for how well I ate the day before. I will say that I do need a better relationship with my body. I'm way too judgmental, and I think a part of it is just having really high expectations for how I want to look, perform, and so forth. And then also, if I'm exercising a ton, I feel like my body should reflect my athleticism, or it should just reflect how hard I work out and how consistent I am. And sometimes I feel like, actually a lot of times I feel like my body doesn't necessarily reflect how often I work out.
Yeah. Doing a quick check for dishes.
You gonna do this to Louisiana? Boy, where Boosie at?
Probably talking to Vlad, if we're being honest. That's probably where Boosie is, but I'll let you finish.
Where make him say,
Master P, probably playing in the G League somewhere. That would be my... Sorry, I keep it... Go ahead, you got it. Hey, shout out to all the subscribers and members here on the channel. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled.
Boy, you goofy. All I got to say to you is, oh, you motherfucker. You gonna do this to us? We putting cases on all your race. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So let's go to the beginning, shall we? 50 Cent pulls up the Shreveport City Council meeting ahead of G-Unit Legacy Project vote. 50 Cent thanked the local officials for approving the extension of his lease on Millennium Studios.
Good afternoon. I didn't even know I had to speak.
You did.
Somebody set me up. Somebody set me up. It had to be Gary. Gary did it. No, this is exciting, man. I'm really excited to be able to be here today. You know, so you guys it's important for this project is a legacy project for me. I don't think I've done anything that directly affected as many people as this project will report.
Well, that's a lie. That is definitely a lie. I would say your savage attacks on Ja Rule definitely affected a lot more people. I haven't been able to listen to Ja Rule since. And if you think about it, all the people who got caught up in the Fire Fest can draw a line directly from Ja Rule's involvement in that to be the same kind of hip hop. That was you.
And it's exciting to do it.
We ready for you to do it too. We don't know what you heard about us.
No, I try to tell them all roads lead to Shreveport.
Tell them again.
It's gonna be that way, whether they like it or not. Because
he tried to tell them all roads lead to Shreveport. I've not heard that in a single 50. Maybe that's what's in the album. Was that an Animal Ambition? I never heard that come out of his mouth. But I guess anything to get your lease.
it's the direction that we headed in. Creatively, I haven't had an opportunity to affect more people than I have at the moment because film and television, there's no age range. You know, hip hop is a youth culture thing.
Yeah, there definitely should be an age range. Yeah, they definitely should be. I know mine ain't up on 50 Cent. I can tell you that right now. Matter of fact, where are they? Hey, you better not be listening to that Get Rich or Die Trying down there. Let me find out he watching Power in the crib.
And I'm going to turn 50 this year. 50 turns 50.
50 turns
50 got to do bigger things. Got to do bigger things.
Okay, so 50 turns 50. And if you're wondering how exactly 50 Cent might mature into this new decade, how does a 50-year-old 50 Cent actually behave?
All roads lead to Shreveport.
Yeah, man, we're gonna give it to the jury, man. We gotta get to the money now. It's time to get to the money. See, I'm gonna hold my sock. I'm hungry again. I'm hungry. Got to get to it now. Let's go, man. Straight to Shreveport like this. I'm getting one of these cigars. We'll sit there and get something to smoke, relax. I'm thinking about what's money.
This man, who's turning 50, spelled Shreveport in money and jewelry on the ground. Just in case you were not entirely sure if he was for the people or with the people, or if he had altruistic intentions for the people of Louisiana, just in case you were wondering what his intentions might be, he went ahead and spelled Shreveport in money and jewelry on the ground. He just couldn't help himself. Because I gotta think, right? If you wanted to impress upon them that you were here for them, if you were here for the people and not just give them a money grab, like if you wanted to make that impression, spelling Shreveport in money and jewelry on the ground would have to be like right at the bottom of the list of things you would do. Like, I can't even think of what's below that. Like, showing up in a helmet made of money, maybe.
I'm gonna get that money. I'm gonna go to Shreveport and I'm gonna do it.
And that's exactly why see, this is going to be a hard one for me to do. It is. And no, I don't mean just because of the spring and summer of 2003. It's not because of that. That was not a good time when Get Rich or Die Trying came out for your boy. I was broke. I broke. I couldn't afford the club. When the club came on, I couldn't afford the club. I was wearing oversized white tees half the days of the week. And because I couldn't afford to eat, the oversized white tees were larger. No, that wasn't a particularly good time for your boy. That's not why this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard because I can see, as somebody that has roots in the comedy world, that 50 Cent can be hilarious. I have to see that. He's the man who gave us everything early.
You're gonna help. Help. I'm gonna help. Yeah. You already here, motherfucker. All you do is sit in front of the computer all day. Yeah, I'm in front of computers all the time. You know why? Because I'm smart. And you're jealous of me because I'm smart. Yeah. Boy, 50 stand tonight.
Now, say what you will about the virtues of taking Rick Ross's baby mama shopping. He was definitely committed to the bit. But at the same time, as the man who gave us Philip Shirley and the man who gave us all the Ja Rule slander, he also has taken a much darker turn. As in the aftermath, going at Michael Jackson and Irv Gotti posthumously. Yes, that's the kind of character that we're talking about. That's the guy who met with the governor. Governor Jeff Landry thanks rapper 50 Cent for investing in Louisiana. Rapper Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, who's invested $2.3 million into Shreveport, met with Governor Landry and Shreveport Mayor Tom Arsenault on Wednesday, back in April. Since May, he's purchased a total of $2.3 million in property in Shreveport's downtown area, paying mostly cash for his purchase of buildings and vacant lots. Now, I wonder what they're talking about. You think they get ready to make another Raising Cane?
This is Curtis James Jackson. You might know me as 50 Cent. I have a special message for the people of Louisiana. As you may have heard, I'm now a proud Louisiana property and business owner working hard to bring film and television industry back to Louisiana. I'm working because I have an opportunity to use my influence to make real change in the communities. I want to see more jobs and prosperity in the state of Louisiana. This is why I support Amendment 2 on your ballot this Saturday. You should too. Don't let anyone confuse you about the Amendment 2. It gives teachers permanent pay raise. It doubles citizens tax deduction. This is all good stuff. Voting in favor of the Amendment 2 makes common sense. And this is a bipartisan effort. Every Louisiana State Senate Democrat voted to get the Amendment 2 on the ballot. This one is about the people coming together.
Well, I certainly hope that the footage is better, more clear, that they plan on shooting in Shreveport, and the performances as well. But let me look into that. The social media lit up in Shreveport with people asking each other, did you get a text or email from 50 Cent asking you to vote yes for Amendment 2? He posted a video in written support for the Amendment 2 his G-Unity Foundation, and it wasn't long before people started resharing the video with the head of G-Unit Television and Film introducing himself by his relevant name, Curtis James Jackson. Some online questioned why he chose a day before the voters in the state were to adopt or deny significant changes to the Constitution to announce his support for the amendment. Louisiana State Representative Tammy Phelps said, I'm hoping Shreveporters are smarter than that. Saturday's election is really important to the state of Louisiana because we're changing our Constitution, things that have been best thus far for the state of Louisiana. Now, specifically on Amendment 2, it's a proposed overhaul of the longest portion of the state's foundational document, which deals with taxes and government spending. If approved by voters, it would enshrine a regressive tax system where the wealthiest people and corporations pay far lower overall tax rates than people with low incomes. It would eliminate constitutionally protected funds that provide ongoing funding for education and transportation programs and make it harder for state policymakers to deal with the ups and downs of Louisiana's economy. It's likely to leave Louisiana with less revenue at both the state and local levels to pay for essential services people and communities need in order to thrive. This amendment is being presented to voters in language that is misleading, which fails to capture the true extent of what voters are being asked to consider. It was passed as part of a rushed 16-day special session where the legislature also made wholesale changes to the state tax structure, cutting personal income and corporate taxes while raising the state sales tax to make up a part of the lost revenue. And just in case you've been paying any amount of attention and you question whether or not these things are being proposed in good faith, look no further than Jeff Landry himself, who not only posted, "Don't let Soros money stand in the way of a better Louisiana."
Wow.
That's it. Nothing says I'm on the level like throwing any opposition at the feet of George Soros. And by the way, something that I'm going to circle back around to later, because as you know, every accusation is an admission when it comes to MAGA. So that tells you exactly how they do business, the accusations that they're making.
In your breakdown, Saturday is election day, and I just want to make sure you have your plan to go vote. Do you know where your polling place is? Do you have a ride? Do you know when you can squeeze in a few minutes to cast your ballot? Governor Jeff Landry said on a hot mic at the White House this week he expects less than 1/5 of voters to show up.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, something. They're spending money against you, right? There's one thing just better turn out. Well, we thought it would be 12. It might be 18%. That'd be huge for it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, this is Jeff Landry getting caught on a hot mic talking about how low the turnout is expected for this particular vote. Still to a number below 20% would be disappointing and devastating to the potential of it passing. Yes, the will of the people, right? The people that are looking in the best interest of the people on the ground, like we the people, red, white, and blue. We are America. We own patriotism. These are your representatives decrying how high the voter turnout might be. Still less than 20%. And I got to give a shout out to both Roland Martin and Gary Chambers because they were on top of this all the time.
Republicans are real scared, and so they have been using, of course, using text messages. They've been going to black folks. I saw some of my posts on social media. They live in Little Louisiana, and they got a text message. And so you might say, well, who are they utilizing? Who are they having push stuff out? Would you believe rapper 50 Cent? 50 Cent just signed a 45-year lease agreement for his studio buildings in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is a video Gary sent me. They have been sending around the 50 Cent backing one of these constitutional.
I think that's a disingenuous position. I can appreciate him coming into our state, but oh boy, mind your business when it comes to this one.
So here's the thing. Let me be real clear. Jeff Landry is MAGA to his core, and it's not like this is about black folk.
Well, you know what blows me about this? I wasn't going to go there, but I'm going to go there. 50 wouldn't say nothing about the national politics that impacts the entirety of black people in America. Couldn't get you to open your mouth about what black folks should do in the presidential election. Now we got the Department of Education being torn down where black folks are questionable about voting funding mechanisms that take care of black children, special needs children. You use special needs children in your messaging while they're dismantling the Department of Education. You're trusting the people who are aiding and abetting that process to govern the state of Louisiana with just and equitable policy. If you don't want to say nothing about the national politics, but you have national influence, please don't come down here meddling in our local state issues when you have a platform to be able to influence black people all over this country. But it seems you only want to use that when it's beneficial to you, and I call it bullshit on that.
Well, 50, you showed your G unit. And how'd that work out for you? Louisiana voters reject constitutional amendments championed by Republican governor. Voters said no to each amendment by margins exceeding 60%, according to preliminary results the Secretary of State's office released after voting concluded Saturday evening. I ain't seen a beat like that since I Whoop Your Head Boy. I mean, really, I think they would listen to I Whoop Your Head Boy when they went in there and voted no on all 4 of the amendments. But here's where it gets particularly problematic for you, 50, because it's not over there. No. It's not over there because it's one thing for you to come out and support Jeff Landry and the MAGA Republicans there in Louisiana, and it didn't work out for you. But people didn't forget. There are Negroes who will never fight for freedom. There are Negroes who seek profit for themselves alone from the struggle. There are even some Negroes who will go over to the other side. Martin Luther King Jr. That's a great quote. That might make a return in my videos. And by might, I mean definitely. We get this one from Gordon Shumway. Rich black men are going to have all the rest of us in shades. And as hard as that hit, and 50, I know you can recognize this because sometimes you write something that's fire, but sometimes you got to give it life. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to give it life with your words. So as hard as that hit, it got worse when Louisiana got in the booth.
Yo, 50, no respect, man. You come from a struggle. Turn pain into power when you build an empire that's inspired millions of us, especially down here in Louisiana. That's why I got to come to you straight with love and respect, but also some realness, man. From somebody who's in the trenches, somebody who's in this fight against this oppressive regime we call the state of Louisiana. The people that look like you and come from the hood like you are at war with the people who wrote Amendment 2. Did you really read that 115-page document before you told the people of Louisiana to vote yes on it? Or did somebody hand you a script and expect your name to do the heavy lifting? Because what you pushed, that message wasn't for the people. It was for our presidents, corporations, the same right-wing politicians who's been robbing Louisiana blind for decades, locking up black and brown babies until they die. You might not have known it, but they just had you co-sign something that's going to hurt the same folks that look up to you, the same people that love you, man. And I know you wouldn't ride with that if you really saw the game being played. This ain't about jobs and teacher raises, man. Those are just smoke and mirrors. We all want better for our communities in Louisiana. But Amendment 2? That's a hustle. It's a tax scam dressed up like progress for the rich. They let the winners escape while poor and working folks get harder. Religious churches and nonprofits get harder. They're using your credibility, your brand, your street earned respect to push oppression with a smile. And I'm telling you this out of love, my man. You've always stood for the come up, for the underdog. But this move got you standing with the oppressor. And that's not the 50 we know and love. That's not the 50 we know into purpose. So I'm asking you, man, don't let them use you, bro. Circle back. Read that document for yourself. The same people pushing Amendment 2 is the same people pushing Amendment 3 to put black and brown babies in adult jails. And your people have a campaign to vote no on them all tomorrow, man. Don't let them use you, bro. Don't let them use you, my man. Peace.
That was a very mindful way of doing it.
Like 30-something million to build a film factory in Shreveport, Louisiana. Then I had the nerve to go in and tell black people and Louisiana voters, oh, we vote for Amendment 2, which is which tax the poor and elite the rich. When we gonna stop with these media and see celebrities get into these politics? Over. Curtis, your time is up. Your time is up now. Okay?
We not big meat, homie. We not big meat. You gonna come to Louisiana and fuck with our politics? You goofy boy. Don't forget, it was Master P from Louisiana who put you on. So you don't rock like that. We got Master P, we got Cash Money, we got Boosie, we got Louisiana Boot Clip, Mystical, everybody. So you gonna come down here and get on Jeff Landry tip like a clown. You gonna roll with MAGA on Louisiana. Boy, you goofy. All I got to say to you is, oh, you motherfucker. You gonna do this to us? We putting this on all your records. You gonna do this to Louisiana? Boy, where Boosie at?
Probably talking to Vlad. If we're being honest, that's probably where Boosie is. But I'll let you know.
Where make him say,
Master P probably playing in the G League somewhere. That would be sorry, I keep it. Go ahead, you got it.
That's what he does, boy. Playing with 50 Cent. This ain't no big meat, homie. I put my hoodie on to let you know. Boy, you ain't coming down here with that bullshit. You gonna go with the clown. You gonna go with the uncle, bro. You went with Jeff Landry, who gonna lock our children up so you can get a tax break. Get the fuck out of here.
And you know what, 50? I hate to be the one to break this to you, but it's worse than that. They calling for boycotts, which
Yep.
I got no
It should.
I've been boycotting. It's set for at least 10 years. Not because anything he did, just quality of the music. I really need black people to finally accept that 50 Cent is a sellout. Stop supporting his stuff. He did ads for the Republicans in Louisiana that would have allowed the governor to cut education. He's not one of us. I don't care how much you like his TV shows.
Again, I say, folks up here got all this smoke for Jay-Z and Beyonce, trying to say it's a propaganda and all this stuff, but then you got this rolling motherfucker 50 Cent out here basically wanting to make his pockets thicker that'll basically hurt the people of Louisiana. But folks ain't got nothing to say about that. Nothing. 50 don't care about nothing, don't talk about no issues, don't donate. He only care about himself, but nobody has smoke for him, period.
Until now.
Here and boycott Target, Walmart, Amazon, hold our own to the fire who out here doing dirty shit and boycott their too.
Yep.
Oh, but power is so good. Power. Because this raggedy motherfucker is backing a Republican who is going to hurt the people of Louisiana. And y'all worried about a show? Not only do you make these corporations feel it too, make these people doing shit like 50 Cent and make them feel it as well. Again. And you'll see what they have done and what they continue to do. 50 Cent ain't donated to not a damn HBCU, done not a motherfucking thing. And his house, jolly, whatever you want to call it, has so lucky ass onto down in Louisiana because he signed on his studio. So now, basically, I think he made it. So now it's like, oh, well, you scratch my back, I'm gonna scratch yours.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. Stop watching the show. Stop watching it, stop streaming it, and then see how much that shit'll hurt. But you know what? I know they gonna do that shit.
I never do.
I tell you, boy. People pick and choose who they want to have to smoke for. And it's ridiculous. And 50 Cent out here doing grind shit. Grind shit. Louisiana show out here on everything. Hurt immediately.
Now, I'll be honest. I didn't have a lot to suggest with what she said. In fact, I think the only thing I can really relate to is when she said we ain't heard nothing from 50 Cent. That's not entirely true. Y'all remember that time he took that trip down here to D.C. and we got the photos from Lauren Boebert?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
We got photos with Steve Scalise. We got Mike Johnson. To be fair, we also got some photos with the Congressional Black Caucus. But when asked who he sees black people identifying with, what was it that 50 had to say?
What do you see as African American men in his election? Both of you. I see them identifying with Trump. Why do you say that? Because they got RICO charges.
That's right. I see them identifying with Trump because they got RICO charges. Yeah, the guy who wants to give police immunity. That guy. That is what 50 said. I wouldn't say that he went and just got a MAGA hat. I think he just went and pulled it out the box. Sometimes it's your own people who will betray you and stab you in the back. At 50 Cent, at Snoop Dogg, at Janet. Oh, yeah, that's right. We were
Janet,
just here
yep.
when it came to Snoop and Nelly in January. And I totally forgot about Janet. Yeah, I totally forgot about Janet. I had to make a whole,
Kept our mouth closed.
Scale for all of that. Yeah, because I feel like Snoop and 50, I feel like are self-interested. You know, I feel like they're self-interested. They are here. They're transactional. Like your Kodak Blacks and your Lil Wayne and your Janets who have gone right because of personal experiences with the pardon of Kodak Black and Lil Wayne having his life saved and the thing with Janet and Michael compared to Kamala. So they will throw everybody else away because they personal experiences. And then you have like the black MAGA sexy red level. You know, that's the willful ignorance level. That's like the willful ignorance level or unconscious stupidity. That's that level right there. And then you have the Nelly Rod Wade level where it's like, no, we are legitimate MAGAs. Like this is what it is. I actually was actively trying to hide this from you, and it just slid out. It just fell out. Hey, what you gonna do? I can tell you this: in a world 20 years ago, when we were listening to Get Rich or Die Trying, this might have washed away. But Ayo technology, this is not going away, and the people have not forgotten. They got a whole lot more than 21 questions. It is many men and women who are looking you in the eye while you out here window shopping with MAGA. We are patiently waiting for you to finally come out as the PIMP that we have seen you to be. Ain't no MAGA just a little bit. Ain't no MAGA just a little bit. You were put in a position of power, and when you had an opportunity to help people, you back down. That's right. You went straight to the bank. It's out of control. The hustler's ambition. Don't let them catch you in the club. Hey, shout out to all of the subscribers and members here on the channel. The day has finally arrived. We have new merch, which is live on the website. You'll notice some of that has some new logos. So I would love to get you guys' opinion on that. So stay tuned for some polls. Look out for those in the community tab. And by the way, those members be on the lookout for a discount for you guys as well. And speaking of members, I definitely want to give a shout out to everybody who joined the last members live.
Wait, I wish Lauren Boebert would. I wish you would. I wish you would. Because don't make I go in the trunk. I can get my fat lever.
You want me to get another one?
And speaking of which, apparently you guys really enjoy both the Black MAGA and the Karen content.
We have Republicans that are not even willing to address you.
Could that be a new regular bit on the horizon? Stay tuned.
Hey there people, it is your boy Roman, your favorite Russian. Welcome to a brand new video, and this is a video that I kind of debated to myself whether I should make it for a while, but I decided to do it anyway. Here, by the way, guys, yes, outside in Lisbon, Portugal, got this new vlog camera here, actually. Has really cool features like this. Wow, check it out. I can show you guys what's going on these streets and bring it back just like that with one tap. Incredible. This is technology, guys. This is what it's all about. But anyway, now what I want to talk about is actually something that me and a couple of other YouTubers that I know personally, some of us have been noticing that something really strange is happening on YouTube right now as far as recommendations. And essentially what happens is that it's all absolutely over, you guys. I'm finished. I think YouTube decided to just throw my channel down the trash. I mean, look, guys, here's the thing. I've been in this platform for basically like 10 years now. I've been through ups and downs. I've seen different eras of YouTube, right? My channel has gone through different eras or whatever, but I've never really seen a decrease in my views that are still starting and unexplainable. You see, guys, I mean, you pretty much probably know my story by this point. I'm a Russian YouTuber. I'm originally from Russia. I'm a Russian citizen, and I was a teenager pretty much. I've understood that something is deeply wrong with my country, and that it's definitely not going in the right direction, right? And even though I made different content, at one point I made MLG montage parodies, right? On YouTube. I made like YouTube drama slob way back in the day, but I ended up eventually pivoting my channel. It's always talking about Russia. It's always talking about kind of my experiences growing up in Russia, what it was like to live in Russia, also to exist in that system, and also myself as a Russian, you know, who can speak English well. I realized that I'm in a bit of a unique position to let the world know about what is actually going on in my country. I could cover a lot of the propaganda, a lot of the crazy kind of happening in society, on the internet, whatever, everything that's connected with Russian censorship and so on. And that's what I've been doing on the channel for the past few years, actually non-stop. And I've also been documenting my own journey as an immigrant, actually from Russia. I originally moved to the country of Georgia, which is actually not far from Russia, which was one of the countries that would allow me to move basically. Now I'm living here in Europe, in Portugal, in Lisbon. And you know the thing is, guys, even though I don't like to parade myself on this channel, I really don't like to like toot my own horn too much in a sense, right? But I have actually stood on business for years now. I have sacrificed a lot for my channel and for like my beliefs and to be able to say the things I want to say. I mean, I literally had to leave my home country in order to say the things I can say to you right now on this channel. I had to leave my friends, my family behind, pretty much everything. And I mean, it would probably happen either way, to be honest, even if I wasn't YouTube or something. But YouTube as a platform has definitely created the opportunity for me to move to the West in the first place because I'm making these videos and obviously videos. This is kind of how I sustain myself and live this, you know, amazing European life or whatever. But the thing is, guys, is that right now things are not looking too good. Actually, if you take a look at my YouTube channel, my videos since the start of 2025, my channel has kind of a lot of my videos have basically halved or like gone down 3 or 4 times in the amount of views. And even though the YouTube analytics will tell you that, it's just because your content has gotten boring, nobody has any interest in your work, you gotta try something or whatever. It's not what it's about exactly at all. Even if the views decrease, it doesn't happen overnight. And I didn't get cancelled or anything either. I mean, look, I don't want to throw a pity party or anything, but I also don't want to be too serious about it in a sense. For example, a fellow YouTuber, Huawei86, who makes content about China, he's actually been talking about something pretty similar. He's been noticing a similar thing on his channel where right after the start of the year, right after the election maybe even, YouTube basically stopped recommending his channel to people, and his views on his new videos also went down like 3, 4, 5 times in their viewership. Now I kind of don't want to over dramatize this whole thing like Huawei did in a sense because, you know, he had a very serious angle towards this whole thing.
Views on the content because you deserve to see what's really happening behind what China's trying to cover up. This isn't about me. This is about the future of our world. This is the future of our freedom. This is the future freedom of Chinese people. I put in the work and I put everything on the line to tell you the truth.
I just feel like for me it would be a little bit corny to say stuff like, this is not about me. This is bigger than me, okay? This is about the future freedom of the Russian people or whatever. No, I'm not under any impression that my content is like helping save Russia or something. Not at all. It's not that serious, not that deep. But I do believe it's content that deserves to be seen and that actually does bring up important issues. And it is very annoying to be treated like this by the YouTube algorithm, by the YouTube system, and it's just not what YouTube wants on their platform, apparently. Apparently what they want on their platform is rage bait.
Let's look at my buddy Serpent today. He's been doing really well on his channel. When he made videos that looked like pro content and like content, the views went up 5 times.
They want that. They want somebody discussing actual issues and somebody who's like an immigrant going through problems in life. Nobody wants to hear about that.
Like, bro, I get it that rage bait is what does well on YouTube, but I'm not trying to make videos with titles like I changed my mind about Russia and Putin was actually right or some shit like that for clicks on YouTube. Like, I really do not want to do that, okay?
The way Huawei kind of put it and the way he sees it is that, in his opinion, what's currently happening on YouTube is that there's been a bit of like a shift, specifically like regarding content aimed at like America's enemies or whatever, like Russia and China. And he's essentially saying that supposedly because Trump is now in office, YouTube is now like pro-China, pro-Russia. They recommend only pro-Chinese content to people. And more or less like, I don't know. At least I don't know if that is going on regarding Russia, right? There's a lot of like Z pro-Russian content on the internet right now, surely that is getting a lot of views. But I don't think there's like necessarily like a plan or some sort of great replacement where they're trying to replace, you know, anti-Russia creators like myself, of course, with like Z pro-Russia creators because it's like better for the algorithm or something. But you know, once again, I really don't like making these videos where I just complain about like not getting views, basically being fucking irrelevant. But like sometimes you just come to a point where it makes 0 sense, like where your views and the reach out that your videos get and like the feedback that your videos get make absolutely 0 sense. Like for example, just recently I've been actually trying out different things, trying to bring myself back in the game, right? I made a video about history recently about Pushkin. I made a vlog, which is something that supposedly a lot of people wanted to see. Didn't get like any views whatsoever. Nobody fucking saw it from my subscribers base. My vlogs would usually do way better than this. So I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I'm gonna make like a video about Russia, about what's going on in the culture. Also did like shit. So I thought, okay, maybe it's all about being parasocial. We're gonna make a video about something like more personal. No, once again, terrible performance. Nobody saw it. And the thing is, guys, this stuff is annoying to me. Not really even for the reason that I want like a lot of views. I want to be like, I want to be basking in fame or something. Honestly, guys, I don't really care at this point. Like I've been on the platform for 10 years once again. And, you know, I've already been like YouTube famous for a while. I don't really care about that. By far the biggest issue about this entire thing is that YouTube is my work, right? It's a business. I need to pay my bills, right? I need to, you know, be able to survive out here in Western Europe. I have people depending on me. I have like family members depending on me and stuff. I have people living with me actually. So unfortunately, there's a direct correlation between how much views you get and how much money you make on YouTube. This is just not the greatest thing to experience when you're in a position like me. You know, once again, I'm like an immigrant that's here on an immigrant visa, on a work visa. I'm supposed to be like a freelancer who brings in a certain amount of dollars per month to be like eligible for my visa, the digital nomad visa and stuff. You know, and obviously the cost of life and everything is way higher here than like in Eastern Europe and in Russia, for example. And to begin with, right, as an Eastern European person here in Western Europe right now, I do have a bit of like Eastern European imposter syndrome where I feel like I'm not supposed to be out here. You know, I don't belong here essentially. And this entire area is like too exquisite, too rich, too cool for me. And you know what I'm saying? I was like not meant to be on the streets out here. And I'm really like, you know, it's basically like the imposter syndrome where you feel like you don't belong here, not adequate enough. But also, it's compounded with like this need to have financial security as an immigrant in Europe. It's not like I'm out on the street or anything, but if things keep going this way, honestly, like I don't know. I do not know what like kind of future is ahead of me here in Western Europe if like my views keep going down and like it's just bad and my income is like 0, you know, making 1 penny. And it's obviously even more frustrating when it does barely feel like even your fault because YouTube just decides to stop recommending your stuff and stop showing your stuff just one day and you can do basically nothing about it. And honestly, guys, there's a reason why I don't like even talking about this most of the times because to begin with, I do realize that first of all, most people think that YouTubers are like entitled brats anyway who do nothing all day, who don't deserve the money that they're making, right? And I know that people are gonna say, Roman, who gives a shit? We're all also struggling with the same exact thing, paying rent or whatever, even as citizens of like the West or whatever. I completely understand that. I understand that I'm not unique or special. I'm just fucking like, it's just a cry for help at this point, you guys, you know? And also the reason why I particularly don't like sharing this stuff with my audience is because when you say that, you know, your channel's not doing well and nobody's watching your shit or whatever, a lot of people, you know, they come from a good place, they try to have certain opinions and like advice what you could do, but the thing is that I kind of found out through experience that asking your YouTube followers or whatever your followers what to do is
probably the worst thing you can do because you will just go insane. Everybody out there like has their own perceived version of you. Everybody out there has like their own ideas of what they want to see, ideas of what you should be making. So like you just get these people saying, bro, we're tired of your shit, make more vlogs or whatever. And then you make a vlog, nobody watches it, and you're like, huh, what happens, you know? Or just your haces start coming out of the woodwork with like their tournament line takes on why it's, you know, what the real reason why you fell off actually is because you complain too much, because you're too arrogant now in videos or something. Sure, bro, okay. Basically nothing good, long story short, right? So yes, as much as I would actually like to hear you guys' feedback on this video and why you think this is the case, there really isn't like a good explanation. And you know, a lot of people who don't know YouTube, who've never, you know, had a YouTube channel think they know how I can fix my shit, but they don't. Even we YouTubers, like I'm asking other YouTubers what I can do and nobody has an idea. Everybody's just like, yes, the algorithm is insane now, it's fucking over, basically. And yeah, like this is the life when you live in such an industry that is so volatile where, you know, your success and where your financial success also depends on essentially an algorithm choosing whether, you know, you're a bad or a good boy. This is what happens, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking annoying. Yeah, it is what it is. By the way, check out this camera, you know, you can follow me. That's insane, bro. Absolutely insane. But I would like you guys to follow me instead, right? I am trying on this channel, okay? I'm trying to come up with new stuff all the time, trying to come up with new topics, new videos, something that I've not done before. And look, guys, even though I do like to call the Russia content that I make on this channel slop, it's more of a joke, right? And the issue is that I don't actually really consider it slop. It is slop in the sense that maybe it's rather easy for me to make, but it is content that, like, you know, brings up real issues that is relevant to what's happening in the real world. And also, it is content that I kind of have to, once again, I have to sacrifice a lot in my life to be able to make this type of content. Even the slop on my channel is something that, like, you know, is scary to talk about. And people just don't fucking appreciate it, I guess, which is fine. You know, if you do the same thing over and over again, people just get bored of it, and I get it. But like, so does every YouTuber that's popping up. So does every fucking like React Andy or whatever. They're all doing the same fucking slop bullshit, and they're killing it. So like, I'm honestly really not sure what is going on. Sorry, the wind here is killing my hair. Like that's probably, but that is pretty much what I wanted to say in this video. I think again, I could probably present this in a more kind of rage-basy or engaging or conspiratorial kind of way where I could say that, you know, the whole reason why my channel is doing like ass is because Vladimir Putin himself, he's sitting in his office right now watching my shit, and he's like calling Sergey Brin because he's Russian, right? So yeah, Russian. He's calling Sergey Brin like, bro, turn on this motherfucker's recommendations right now. He's destroying anti-shit. You know, his anti-Z propaganda is too good. You know, our country cannot handle it. No, I don't think that's what is going on. I don't think there's some big plot to destroy me or to destroy like anti-Russian content on YouTube. But nevertheless, the fact that this is what is happening is extremely annoying. And so yes, well, I could definitely say in this video, you know, you guys should hit the bell. You know, you should subscribe and watch all of my videos and also donate to me because the future of Russia in the world depends on it, right? And I'm like the best journalist in existence or something. No, that's not the case. I'm just a guy making videos on YouTube, but nevertheless, you know, existing in this climate is fucking terrifying. So yeah, guys, I mean, that's gonna be pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to have a bit of a chat, walk around, and you know, talk about some real shit for once. And oh, the rain is kicking in just now. Perfect. I just finished. Couldn't be more perfect. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this little down to earth video. Sometimes I'm not feeling this shit, man. And today's definitely one of the days. If you guys do appreciate what I do on the channel, though, if you ever, you know, found anything I ever said on the channel useful or interesting, once again, maybe click the bell so you can actually see my videos. And also, if you want to support me additionally, that is financially. In these times, that's the only thing that matters, right? Then you can go over to the link down in the description and become a YouTube member, or donate to me, or support me on Buy Me a Coffee, which is where you can either do a one-time donation or like a monthly donation, or you can also do a super thanks underneath this video for a one-time donation. It will help me out a lot. And yeah, people, that's gonna be pretty much it. This is what I'm gonna leave you guys. Rainy Portugal is still beautiful, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace. G'day guys, Mugo here from the world's best four-wheel driving channel. You might have seen in the last episode that we are building up a car. Thanks to Ryobi, who's getting involved in this mad build. And I've had an epiphany, people. Turbochargers, rubbish. Japanese cars, rubbish. Have you got 7 cylinders, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 cylinder? Absolute rubbish. It's V8, people. It's all about V8. Oh my god. Hello, mate.
Toyota Camry, the ultimate, most reliable vehicle ever made.
No, today we're actually about V8, Mum. What do you mean? Well, we're actually here.
Toyota Camry is the same era.
Hey, Mum.
Is this, and it's V6 and mine is manual.
Hey, Mum. We're here talking about V8s today. We're about to modify the car, so today's getting
Incorrect.
and we don't need...
No, incorrect. I have a manual V6 Camry, which essentially is a race car. That's exactly what's in a Lotus, by the way. Camry V6, manual. It drives the other front wheels, don't worry about that. It's the same era as this. Not only that, they sold more Camrys. And made in Australia.
Well, Mum, this is Australian as it gets.
But JDM and Aussie, it's like better than just Aussie.
No, it's not. It's a race car. That's what I learned this week. I've learned that V8 and Australia is the ultimate. Everything else has been playing with and today I'll prove it.
Are you ready? You've got 3 different teams on.
I don't have 3 different teams. I've been an EEL supporter since before you were born, mate. So don't start to
Name one EEL player.
Ray Munn. Bo Ryan. Ray Price.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
I do.
Basically, I brought my Camry down, my V6 Camry, to show that the Australian-made / JDM race car that's front-wheel drive is going to just be better than this in every single way. Oh shit. It's fine. It's all good.
Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods, your mad dogs, proudly brought to you by Ryobi. We've got this special series where they said, hey, have you got any mad projects in mind? And I was like, no, but I want a V8. So we decided to make a V8 and make it into skids. This here is a 2002 V8 Ford Falcon XR8. I was about to show you some skids. I was about to put it through its paces. And then an Uber driver turned up. And well, what's the difference?
In a race car. Dude, it's a race car. This has all the ingredients of a race car. I just want to show you the alternatives for the same money at the time, what you could get. They make this is like a pretty fancy version. The V6. Not only the V6.
Sorry, the same money.
Manual. No, it's only 3 grand.
3 grand?
3 grand for manual, V6, Camry.
And you honestly believe it's quick, eh?
It is actually quick. No, it is. But this is fast.
Come on, man.
No, it is. Toyota V6s are good, man. They really, really are. And for a little cheap, there's a reason there's so many of them, because they're excellent.
And excellence is a philosophy that was injected into every aspect of the Toyota Camry. Behind the wheel, you're reminded of the spiritual DNA that it shares with Toyota's Formula 1 cars. And that exhilarating performance is complemented with 3 pedals, because this is a manual. And underneath that seductive hood is where the real party begins. A V6 engine, the same number of pistons used in many motorsport cars, pushing out a whopping 160 kilowatts. Double design, extreme performance, a true sleeper.
With less sleeper and more now I'm asleep because this is so boring. I am rolling in an iconic Australian-made V8 Ford Falcon XR8, powered by a Boss 260 5.4-litre V8 engine. Called as such because it makes 260 kilowatts, 100 more than that filthy Camry. And if you want to talk about automotive integrity, how about the fact that the first proper Australian muscle car was a Ford Falcon back in 1967? Was it a Camry? No. Mine is also manual, and the power goes where it's meant to, the rear wheels. I think what we'll do first is we'll start with a sound test. And let's just let you be the judge. You know what I'm saying? If your car actually starts, start it up, and let's have a listen. And don't be doing any stupid shit. Just be honest about it.
It's a Camry, of course it starts. It's reliability. You're about to discover why this is the most supremely better a car. V6, man.
Are you ready, Mum?
Yeah, let's do it.
sounds better. Okay, great. Yeah, sounds so that is one. I mean, it sounds like a Ford V8, so arguably it doesn't sound that good. Ford V8s are not known for their. Oh, you get an all LS1 and stuff. Well, it's no small block Chevy, is it? Okay. Sounds better. It sounds better. All right, next challenge, mate. What do you want to do?
I reckon we do go away. Yeah, I want to see performance, mate. You're going to see acceleration, front wheel, the benefits of front wheel drive. This is why everyone bought these and no one bought these.
Oh, quite a few people bought
Not
these.
really.
Most of them are around, which is why things are cheap. I'm actually mildly concerned that Marty's Camry might win, which would be super embarrassing because his car looks like shit, and I think my car actually looks good. So anyway, I'm really sorry if I lose. This here is the classic go to low. We will accelerate as fast as we can to 80, then we'll put the brakes on. Whichever car does that in the shortest distance is the winner. I'm actually worried that your Camry might be quick.
Do 200 horsepower quicker than Camry, and they're fast. And front wheel drive, which is clearly superior every way.
For this it might be, because if I'm just doing burnouts the whole way, I don't think I'll get traction.
Let's find out.
Why's your door open?
I just like it with the door open.
Close your door and put your window down so I can tell you when to go.
I'll just leave the door open.
Don't do that, that's stupid.
I'm just going to leave the door like this.
Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
I honestly thought that would go better.
I had nothing with acceleration, it was only under brakes that I got you.
I had wheel spin the whole way through first gear, and then when I braked, my ABS light came on and it didn't ABS, so it's all manual braking like a real sports car.
Do you need to go again now knowing that that's the way that it's going to be?
Yeah, I would appreciate that, now that I understand fully this race car. Do you mind?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
You got to do some like manual braking.
I got to do race car driving.
And just stomp it, I guess.
I got to do race car driving, which is appropriate because I'm clearly a race car driver.
Well, you're in a Lotus.
Thank you. You're learning. Here we go. Yeah, the traction now.
That is shocking.
Ah, he's got me badly.
What we have just learned is that this car is not faster.
No.
It just brakes better. I'm shocked, dude.
It's not.
I'm
I took off like a normal takeoff like at the shops, and it just went, and I'm like, why are you not disappearing?
Can you see what we have just, the Pandora's box that we've just opened? That a V8 is not faster than a Camry. Dude, I'm honestly shocked.
Than a $3,000 V6 Camry. I told you these things are fast, dude. That's why I bought
No,
it.
but I just thought you were being a dickhead.
No, but no.
Well,
No, seriously, these things are like actually have pedigree.
So maybe what would be interesting now is to do a drag race because the brakes don't matter.
Exactly.
What matters is the acceleration.
Yep, and managing the throttle control, which as a race car driver, I'm excellent at.
Should we do that?
Shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, people, it's time for a drag race. No braking in this, no broken ABS doesn't come into it. All that comes into it is power, race car pedigree, and class and flashiness, of which this has spades because it's British Racing Green, and it's clearly the ultimate car, and you can buy 4 of these for one of them if you buy the cheapest, shittest one that exists. 200 horsepower is my stat. I think you've got over 300, but I reckon they've escaped the farm, dude.
User Neddy Jones says, evil cleaning.
Evil cleaning. Welcome, Nettie Jones. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I'm deep cleaning right now. I don't feel like cooking. I usually do cooking streams on Saturday, but I don't really feel like cooking today. I still may do something, but the kitchen, I've been rearranging the kitchen and figured I might as well go ahead and deep clean while I'm doing it. So welcome. I usually ask people on Saturdays, what's your favorite food to cook and or eat? What part of the world are you tuning in from? Of course, you don't have to answer that question or those questions because your safety is always important. But if you feel like answering it, I always like to learn about new cultures, languages, and food.
We all know the tyres and wheels make the biggest difference to performance.
User
There's actually no
Neddy
rules that say I
Jones
can't change my
says,
tyres and wheels and make
I
race car
would
drivers
much
do
rather
racing.
eat
So I bought
the
myself
food
some
than
Michelins
cook
on the wheels
it.
that used to be in the Yarra.
Roger that.
Granddaddy of the
There
Yarra.
are some people
Big engine and stuff. I
who
don't see they fit. Now I brought a whole crate
quite
of
enjoy
race
that.
stuff, take this every time we shoot.
I'm one of those people that I like
User
cooking for
Neddy
people.
Jones says,
And all battery powered, so
I
we do it out here
am
at
in
this
the
racetrack, which is where I always
USA.
am. Because I'm a
That's
racer driver.
awesome. I am also in the United States. I'm in the Pacific Northwest.
And everything else, I'm just getting
We went for a catwalk earlier. My
User
cat
Neddy
before
Jones
stream.
says, any food that is bad for me. Lol.
That's usually how it works. Anything that's bad for you usually has the most flavor, usually tastes the best. Is there any kind of food that you would like to learn how to cook?
Or as we like to call it, the
Or learn how to make?
Correct.
This will be a combination of agility,
Yes.
braking,
Yes.
acceleration,
Yes.
and driving expertise.
Absolutely. Let me look at me.
I'm going to be running a stopwatch. When Martin crosses the line here, stopwatch starts, he'll weave his way in and out like he's weaving a basket made out of feces. And after that, when he comes back and the front of his car stops before these cones, I will stop the watch. And we will see which vehicle can do it faster. Are you ready, Martin?
Yep, I'm ready.
Do you want to close your door?
It closes by itself like a Tesla.
3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. All right, not a bad start.
If you've never seen Mighty Car Mods, one of the best
User Neddy
shows ever.
Jones says, I don't know.
Mate, you
You
have
don't know?
20.28
Okay.
seconds. That's not bad. It looks slow.
Do you have a favorite category of food, like Italian,
What do you want to bet on it?
Japanese, African,
Are you ready, mate? Let's go. 3, 2,
like Ethiopian food is
what a mess.
the tits,
Don't wait for time.
or Lebanese food, Indian food.
Oh, what a mess.
21.23, and you went over the line. Heaps slower than the Camry, dude. Heaps slower.
What do you want for lunch?
Burger.
What I do want to say is a massive thank you to Sydney Dragway.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they have come down here and said, we can use the car park, we can use this, keep it off the street. On the Wednesday nights, you can come down here and you can run your cars down the Dragway. There's always lots of amazing stuff coming up, and we really appreciate you letting us use this space for us to show the superiority of this vehicle.
For now, I think it's time to show why the Camry is just the best car that money can buy. But to do the burnout, I have to check a little bit, which is this.
All right.
Bit of handbrake action.
Let's see what you got, mate.
All right, here we go.
That hubcap, bro.
Did it do any burnout?
No. tell.
Really good, man.
Did it do one?
It did a humongous double one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because when your car did a burnout, I didn't see anything, and I thought maybe when I do one, we won't be able to see anything either. You know what I'm saying?
Mine smelled like fish, and yours looked like a barbecue.
No, the burnouts.
We're going to do a little tequila challenge, a little bit of drifting action. You should get in, mate, passenger. There's nothing more fun than drifting up the toge in your...
What does it smell?
Fish.
It legit smells like fish.
Well, it's clutch, technically.
No, but there's something else.
You know they call it
octopus
clutch. You know they call it organic clutch?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you fry your fucking
It smells like an organ clutch more than it smells like an organic clutch.
I would agree.
It's not bad, is it?
It's smooth, it's quiet.
It's not bad. Oh yeah, that was something.
Oh god. Oh yeah, well,
I reckon I've had enough.
yeah. What do you mean? Well,
Oh, no.
yeah, look, dude, drifting. You see that? Yeah, dude. I got it. Actually got it. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Woohoo.
The handbrake feels
Let's go.
very broken. Can you take me for a drift? Oh, yeah, yeah. Nothing, dude.
How's your
That was an excellent drifting.
Thank you, mate. That's
weekend going, everybody?
Yeah, I'm hitting the lock. Are you?
I know Elijah said his
Is it all first and second?
okay. That of kimchi.
You're trying to do it like competitively against people that know how to do it properly. I reckon it's pretty good.
It skids a little bit better than the Camry.
A little. Come on, man. Give the Ford people a little bit of love. Because if you're out there, and they're watching, they have been behaving, and they got a television as part of their privileges, and they might be watching this.
Here we go. Motorcana. Driving precision and performance and sportability is what this is all about. You ready, mate?
I have got the weight of Ford enthusiasts around the country on my shoulders.
And V8 people.
And V8 people.
You ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm ready to do it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Performance is good. It's doing all right. That was pretty good.
34 seconds.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
It looked great. Yeah, you did really well.
Thank you, mate. The time to beat is 34.33. Do you think you've got that much?
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yes, good launch. Here we go, Camry. Actually gonna drive it like I'm on a circuit. Not waste any time. Yep, that was clean. That was clean. A little bit of tight still. Use the brakes. Actually using a lot of first gear and then widen the track out so I can do it clean because here we've been doing skids everywhere. Yes, full power. Come on, V6. 210 horsepower all day. Let's go. Let's go. On the brakes. I'm just smashing so bad. I reckon I'll beat him. That was so fast. That was so quick. That was so fast. I could tell that was fast, dude. It was so fast. It was clean. It was just beautiful lines. The tires were gripping up. I'm a full race driver. Look at me. Whoop. Like literally. You know what I mean?
V8 Pride, man.
What do you mean?
V8 Pride!
No way.
He's in the bin. You got 32. Well done.
2 seconds there, mate.
Wow.
Dude, it's really fast. It didn't look as good or sound as good, but shit, it was fast.
Okay, this whole video is meant to be about my car, so I'm kind of not super keen on that. Kind of
Where you overspend, it's like kind of broken. It sounds okay.
Oh, dude, you love it.
Dude, I actually do.
Yours can't do skids of any kind, right? So, and mine's meant to be a skid car, so can we just get rid of the camera and return our focus back to this?
I'm still doing a skid, but yes.
Oh, you want to do a skid?
Absolutely. Do you want to show you how this thing skids?
You can try and do a skid if you want. It'd be a bit embarrassing, but whatever. Why are you going in reverse?
What's that, mate?
What are you doing?
I'm just getting into a good spot to do a skid.
You can't do a skid.
Yes, I can.
It's front wheel drive though. It's stupid.
Jesus.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I do not recommend that.
That's stupid.
That was a good skid, huh?
No, what do you mean? It was backwards.
No, show me what you got then.
I don't need to.
You do.
I'm going to save it.
What?
I'm going to save it for another time.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to save it until I don't
You're
know
going to go full football V8 driving influence on everyone.
Yeah.
You for real?
Anyway, thank you very much to our friends at Ryobi for supporting this build series on the Ford XR8 V8, not the Toyota Camry. I really appreciate your involvement. They've been sponsors of the show for years and years and years, so it's really exciting to do a build focusing on some of the mad tools that we've been using for almost 20 years. So thank you very much to our friends over at Ryobi. Next episode, we will be kicking on with the Ford XR8. We will be beginning our mad, drifty, skinny mods, and I cannot wait to see more of you on the channel. See you next time. Thank you very much.
Are you feeling alright?
I'm great.
You're not going to do a skid.
Did something break? Something doesn't
Yep.
go right over here, people.
What happened, Mr. Drifter? What happened, Drifter? What happened? Watching videos at 1.5 times speed is the greatest thing to ever do. As a matter of fact, I need you to put this video at 1.5 times speed the entire time that I'm talking because I'm going to describe a bunch of nonsense real fast. I was simply minding my black business, scrolling through and watching TikToks with my girl. Then I noticed she did a little phenomenon. She put her finger to the side and increased the speed, made it a lot more enjoyable to watch, a lot more digestible to get the entire context of everything. I don't mind if you speed past this video. I don't mind at all. As a matter of fact, I encourage it. I recommend you to every one of my videos. Every time you see me pop up on the feed, 'cause I'm just going to be yapping for a good long minute with nothing really on the screen, you can just put it at 1.5 times speed. Destroy your attention span for a few moments if you would.
Joke's on him. I do 2 times speed. Haha. But now, with premium, you can get up to 4 times speed. There are some videos that need it.
I'm really interested too because it says the greatest game you've never heard of. I got a lot of 2 hours long, but with 1.5 times speed is going to be an hour and 20 some odd minutes. It feels great to be able to speed past everything and to be able to do simple extra tasks because you're not losing any information. I've done this with everything. I watch anime 1.5 times speed until it gets to the action parts. It gets to the fighting, I slow it down. I got to watch the animation bits because some anime and some shows, they have too much dialogue, too much exposition, too much garbage, and gilbity and gunt inside of the entire show. I don't care about the explanations, the reasons, or the motivations, or anything like that. I'm still emotionally invested as well. Somebody asked me, I still get the same exact amount of information. Now, you know what's too much? 2 times speed. If you can watch things at 2 times speed, you're a psychopath. You might actually
What?
Wally West watching it at 2 times speed. They need more options though because I know I just complained
I'm a
about
psychopath?
4 times. I think we should be able to control whatever video speed we want. I think we should be allowed to enjoy everything at the fastest speed possible. Because if I watch a video, you watch this video at 1.5 times speed, you are only spend about 6 minutes to watch this video. That was extra 2 minutes you could spend thinking about how you're not going to comment, like, or subscribe. And then you can go on about your business and ignore me, and I'll be a thought in the wind. And you won't have to subscribe. You won't have to make me feel better by having a bigger number. I don't care about none of that. As a matter of fact,
God, I'm a psychopath? Because I listen at 2 times speed on, like, everything?
Talk about how I feel like most. That's really how
At
I feel.
least?
But you're watching that video by Danny Gonzalez and Green Gooden, and you're watching that video by PewDiePie, and you're watching that video by Calibur. You might be watching that video and think to yourself, wow, there's a lot of nonsense. Can I speed past this ad? I think we should add a 1.5 times feature on ads. I would watch the ad if it had a 1.5 times feature. I say test it out and experiment, because guess what? If you added that feature, 2 times speed, 4 times speed to all the ads, I would watch every Raid Shadow Legend, every Jerkmate ad. I would watch everything on the planet. I feel like we are losing out on the market here. They have 1.5 times speed on Netflix, it's been a game changer. They don't have it on Crunchyroll yet, so I watch all my stuff not technically legally. But I do appreciate the fact that every illegal streaming site, every Netflix clone, Hulu has it now. I'm enjoying it. There are very few shows where I won't watch it at 1.5 times speed. For some reason, Family Guy is brain dead enough to where I just kind of watch that regular speed. That's what you gotta do for me. You gotta add that nonsense, that gobbledygook. You gotta add something on the screen that you feel garbage. Like in the background of this entire video, you're probably waiting for moving around and waiting for it the entire time. That's why I put it in the background. To keep you on the screen ever so much longer, to see how long you be here. If we added the 1.5 times speed option to everything, we would evolve as a society. We would become human. Detroit, that's a great game. We would all become the greatest people to ever exist. We would become transcendent, transparent, transgender. We would all just go to the next stage of whatever revolution will take us to transcend. And I want that for us. A lot of you probably don't know about this phenomenon. Some of you right now are probably confused that you can even have the feature in the option. Some of you are saying to yourself, there's no way this is real. Wait a minute. You're telling me right there at the bottom bar, probably around this way on here, you can actually click it right down here and actually increase the 1.5 times speed? That's right. That's right. And if you think that something is too long to watch, if you don't want to sit through and watch that whole documentary or somebody release a 30-minute video, and you actually want to absorb all the context and content of that video, well, by all means, you can do that. Some people talk slow. Some people have the speech patterns that make it unbearable. And you're waiting for them to say the next word, and it's draining your spirit and your soul. And you don't want to skip the video because you're very interested in this content creator and their journey, and you just want to increase the speed, and you don't have the option sometimes. So maybe if you increase the speed ever so slightly, if you're talking at a regular pace. And right now, I'm hoping that you're watching. I'm about to cough. Watching this at a regular speed, you're probably agitated because I've slowed down my speech incredibly. Well, if you're watching this at 1.5 times speed, you've actually made me speak like a regular person. About this speed is what we'd be at 1.5 times speed. I've mastered it. I figured it out. I've got it all gone down. As a matter of fact, you can actually test out that theory by going back on that section and clicking 1.5 times speed, and then I start talking in this space to actually do it at regular speed and see if there's any true difference. I'm pretty sure I got it down pat. If I didn't, that's okay. I'm not really caring about your opinion about how I speak. I'm caring about the fact that you're wasting so much time. A large portion of what I do, I have 4 screens on there. You're right there, a screen above the other screen for the chat, and I have another screen, 2 screens in the middle, and a screen on the left, and a screen on the right. That's how I operate as a human being, and that's how my screen setup is. The reason I have these screens is so I can absorb too much information at once and melt my brain, because I care about having my attention span shortened dramatically every single second of the day. So I have all these screens to scroll throughout the entirety of it, so I can absorb a great amount of content. I'll be watching a Netflix show, in the middle I'll be playing a video game, and on the left I'll be writing down video ideas, or I might have another YouTube video queued up, so it's a little boring, or I don't care about it. That's what I care about the most.
That's good.
I have Discord up, and then in the middle of the game, let's have something over there, and maybe I'll be on my phone while all that's going on. I'll just be on my phone while that's going on because I want to absorb all this information, then forget it immediately. All the information is gone. I'm not going to retain a singular second of any of the information that I just absorbed. Why is that? I don't know. No idea. I don't have dreams my phone is in them. I think about that a lot. I'm on all the time. I don't have dreams my phone is in it. Doesn't make any sense to me. I haven't had a single dream my phone is in it. That is a horrifying phenomenon. Does anybody know the reason behind that? I got a real explanation. That's a genuine question. I have no idea. That scares me. That's a horrifying thought. That just came to my mind right now. I'm gonna go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. Hopefully you had this video at 1.5 times speed. This is a waste of time for you, I imagine.
When the semiconductor industry first started on EUV lithography, everyone believed that the optics would be the hardest thing to do. Why? Because of the perfection it would demand from the system's polished mirrors. This is expressed as wavefront error, or light waves deviations from its ideal position. These are caused by height imperfections in the lens and mirrors. A good camera lens has a wavefront error of lambda divided by 10.
Now,
The wavelength.
we start working on these things.
Lambda divided by 50. So the wavelength is 13.5 nanometers. We take 13.5 nanometers and divide by 50 to get 260 picometers. For that context, water just one, 270. Remember, all 6 mirrors. Since errors on the mirrors occur randomly, to get the error for each mirror, we divide by the square root of the mirror number. So divide by square root of 6 and get 106 picometers root mean squared over r. Now consider the fact we are mirror surface is 4 times more sensitive to the lens mirror. A light wave's deviation is twice the deviation because the light is deformed twice, once when it hits the surface and the second time as it reflects off it. So we have to have 6 picometers RMS. Thusly, the surface of an EUV mirror must be polished to 53 picometers RMS. That is the absolute wavefront error allowed for the whole system. The smallest atom, the hydrogen atom. It is 20 times harder for a performance of a DUV system with 60 switches. How did they do it? In this video, we go back to the machine you guys all know and love again, and the finest multi-layer mirrors ever made in history. In 1913, Sir Lawrence Bragg and his father William Bragg depends on the idea of constructive and destructive interference. So imagine a crystal with 2 layers of atoms. Now we have 2 X-ray waves hitting the angle and getting scattered as a result. If the light hits the surface at the right angle, then it can reinforce itself, giving us a stronger, more intense reflection. At another angle, then the interference is deflected out rather than reinforcing itself. The equation determining this is known as the Bragg equation, and satisfying it depends on the wavelength, the distances between the crystal's atomic layers, and the angle at which they hit, called the Bragg's angle. The Bragg's work eventually won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1915. The younger Bragg was then just 25 years old, making him the youngest Nobel winner in physics, a record that still stands today. So let me introduce the Bragg reflector. It is a stack of multiple alternating light between the layers, or D-spacing, are just right, and if the UV light hits the mirror at just the right angle, then they will constructively interfere with each other and give us a far more intense reflection than with a single surface. The UV reflections happen at the borders between each of the layers. The best two materials for such a border are where we can achieve the greatest difference in refractive indices, which in UV's case are atomic numbers, as in protons. So we get pairs. One half of the layer pair will be a material with a higher atomic number. Such a material is optically denser, like molybdenum, tungsten, or gold. The second layer is made from a material with a far lower atomic number, like silicon, beryllium, or carbon. Both materials in the layer pair cannot absorb UV light too strongly because we want the UV light to penetrate the whole stack of 50 to 7 layer pairs. At each layer pair, you get a little bit of reflection, adding up to one big reflection at the end, kind of like medical debt. American joke. So creating the UV mirror requires a composition of 100 plus layers of D-spacing, 4 nanometers. The D-spacing being off by 3% deviation in D-spacing, 6% decrease in total reflectivity. Even with all that, the multi-layer mirror's maximum reflectivity is just about 70%, with the rest of the energy absorbed. And that performance can only be achieved layers of amorphous, non-crystal structures. Compound of the two. Absorbs radiation, so we will theoretical layers. At the very bottom of the mirror, there is the substrate. As I implied earlier, the mirror heats up during exposure, but even just a few Kelvin difference can cause the substrate to explode. Substrates were glass ceramics like Zuradur, clear ceram, or special doped fused silica like UF, which helps slowly expand. Both substrates have pluses and minuses. Ceramics respond consistently to polishing methods, striations, material inconsistencies in the glass that affects their light indices. The first nanoscale multilayers diffused, ruining the reflectivity. Then in 1971, a researcher at IBM named Eberhard Spiller was researching light coatings for light-emitting diodes. LEDs were then being considered as a possible light source for what would eventually become the IBM 3800 laser printer. The third device that at first glance looks quite similar to the machine. Spiller wrote a computer simulation program to optimize the light emission profiles of diodes. He then expanded this program to simulate how light gets scattered and absorbed by a hologram. While simulating different scenarios, he noticed one showed a maximum reflection efficiency almost twice as high as he expected. Playing around the simulation led him to fabricate a 6-layer mirror of magnesium fluoride and globes in October 1971 to validate his theory. 2 years later, IBM collaborated with the Germans to fabricate these special multi-layer mirrors with tools like X-ray telescopes. After some interruptions, in 1976 they produced a new copper and gold. Its reflectivity of 20 nanometer wavelength UV light is measured at about 3%. These early mirrors were made with electron beam evaporation. An electron beam first evaporates a solid source of gold and copper into a gas. The vaporized metals then go and settle onto the glass substrate. An upside of E-beam evaporation is that we can rotate different solid sources into the path of the beam, which helps us build up alternating atomically thin layers. One difficulty has been controlling the consistency of the deposition rate, especially as the temperature fluctuates. To monitor the mirror's evaporation device built into it. In 1978, Spiller met with Troy Barbee at Lawrence Livermore National Lab when the latter gave a presentation at a Stanford workshop. The two got to talking about the potential of multi-layer reflection mirrors for X-rays, especially when compared to the natural world. Armed with money from the National Science Foundation, Barbee pioneered a method known as magnetron sputtering. Sputtering refers to a process where atoms or particles are ejected into a vacuum ions. Then the ejected atoms can be made to settle onto a substrate. To make the mirrors involved putting a substrate on a rotating table beneath 2 magnetron sputtering sources. By carefully controlling the power to the sources, the distance between the source and table, as well as the table's rotation speed, will build up the mirror. Reflectivity rates reached over 60%, just short of the theoretical. Major considerations include stresses on the nanometer layers and the algorithm. Since the bottommost atoms of the layer must be on top of the substance, it can build up stresses on the working stack and ruin reflectivity. This 1985 work caught the attention of Hiro Kinoshita, one of the pioneers of UV lithography. Kinoshita's first system in 1986 was intended to be a reflective UV system, but was met with skepticism. Barbee's work gave much needed assurance that these mirrors can actually be real. The mirror materials helped make one of UV's critical early decisions. At the time, the major possible candidates included 13.5 nanometers, 11.4 nanometers, 6.6 nanometers, and 4.8 nanometers. 6.6 and 4.8 nanometers were out of the question because the existing organic photoresists could not realize such a pattern. Challenge such in a prior video. So just 13.4 or 11.4 nanometers. The latter seemed compelling, but those mirrors would have used molybdenum and beryllium. People were reluctant to work with beryllium due to its toxicity, so molybdenum and silicon, and 13.5 it was. In 1992, Kinoshita and NTT Labs brought in the American lens maker Tinsley, subsidiary of the lithography company SVG in California, to produce a new set of mirrors. Mirrors in this prototype UV era were aspherical, meaning that they were not perfectly spherical. They're made in a progressive 4-step process that